time. But what I'm excited about this time is our oranges should have come in. Good news is it's already 8. Huh? Fake art. What the hell? Anyway, what was I gonna say? I don't even know. Oh, that it was already 8, so, and we have nothing, to take it. Well, that's not true. We could probably harvest fruit really fast and have something to take in. But, I want to go check on my oranges. Oh, hey Midge, what are you doing? Why is she just running around with a stick? Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyway. Haha! Yeah, she's just running around with a stick. It's kind of funny. She's being a little random, but we do stand a queen who's random. Anyway. Looking pumped. Okay. What is that on his beak? Oh, sunglasses. It just looked like he had, like, a second layer of, like, beak flesh that was coming off. I'm sorry! I had so much trouble starting up. I don't know why it didn't realize that everything was, like... It wouldn't register the Switch. So, like, I don't play on PC or whatever. I play through a Switch, so, like, obviously the Switch is in the cradle, and the cradle's hooked up to this little doodad, and the doodad's hooked up to the computer. And it, like, wouldn't read that the Switch was on or whatever, so it just showed the black screen of death. And I was, like, ready to cry. I was like, please turn on. So, that happened. How are you? How are you? Hopefully you've been doing better. Oh? Spill. Oh, I forgot I had a money tree here. Nice. Yay. Ooh. Nice. Thank you, money tree. I wish she would shake it instead of walking around it. Can I bring her over here? I don't know what she's doing. Not a random what? Well, anyway, how is he? Because snake bites can be either very serious or very not serious, depending on what snake bit you and where it bit you. So I'm like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Really? 9? Well, I'm just glad he's recovering, because yeah, snake bites can be kind of rough. I mean, no one likes to be bitten anyway, but that's besides the point. What a trooper. I don't think I actually even know anyone that's been bitten by a snake, besides that cat. Does that count as knowing someone that's been... Oh, and I hope I never do. Had to knock on wood for some good luck, because I hope I am never in that situation, or anyone I actually care about. Okay, so we have 1, 2... Before we pick these, let's just see how many we have active. We have the 2 here. 3rd tree, 4th tree. Oops, I didn't know that was going to be there. I could have sworn I had another orange tree, but maybe not. Is that a fire? Oh. That's the boat that they said would be on the North Shore. That's what they meant. I was like, why is there a fire? And we lost the bumblebee. Cool. Yes! Jeez Louise. That's intense for the little guy. He was that close to death, huh? Well, I'm glad he's mostly okay. Gosh, that's rough. Yeah. Oh my god. No, I'm glad that you didn't lose your cat, because that's Harder than people would think to deal with, so glad you didn't have to deal with that. How much did it actually, I guess that's not really my business, but like I was gonna ask how much it cost because that sounds like it would have been really expensive here. Then again, what isn't really expensive here? Like, let's be real. There we go. I don't think there's anything here that isn't really expensive, so I don't know if it would have been expensive there or not, but yeah. So literally since he was a baby, so you're like his parent. What is that, a stink bug? Yeah, cool, okay. Yeah, I've been taking care of mine since they were little too. God, it's harder when you're like, you've literally been their quote unquote mom forever. I guess it is mothering if you got them when they were a baby and you've been taking care of them. But still. Oh my god, I forgot I put a station over here. Thank you, Past Me. I don't remember doing this. Past Me was on it. There we go. Aw. 3 weeks is very young. How did that happen? Because I know both of mine were, definitely older than that when I got them. Like, not super old, obviously, but... Was it some kind of, like, emergency situation, or you just found him or something? I'm just asking because normally people try to avoid taking them that young. Wait, so you had to feed him milk? I didn't even think about that. Yeah, you were like legit nursing this thing. This baby. Sorry. Why did I say thing? You were nursing this baby. Huh. Both of mine were already weaned. Of course, I don't think they really had a choice. I don't remember if they were like orphaned or just strays that were separated from their mother or whatever. Oh. Both of mine were rescues. From a shelter. I don't remember if it's a kill shelter or a no-kill shelter, but one of them was fostered. I don't remember if the other one was or not, but I know one of them was. So does your aunt breed cats or something, or she just happened to have a cat? Oh, wait, so you do have 2 cats? If you told me last time, I'm sorry, I forgot. Yeah, it's better to have 2 so that they can... Not just so that they can occupy each other, like play with each other, but also for socialization. Especially in terms of like play fighting and them knowing like when something is too rough and stuff, or like what's too aggressive. Yeah, that's really important. I've been wanting to sell an orange so badly, but I can't yet. I don't think I have enough. Nice. We're doing really good with this bug catching. Very excited. So I have to decide what to do with my oranges. I don't know if I should... Should I focus on planting more first? I have so few. I mean, the trees I already have will continue to grow fruit, so there's that. And you know... Hold on. It's cutting off part of your message. Oh, so she just has cats that aren't fixed and it kind of happened. Okay. Interesting. I guess it's just interesting to see how different countries handle that, because, like, obviously you have a choice of whether you, like, spay and neuter your, animal, but there are, like, there's, like, a push for us to do it. It's not mandatory. Although if you get your animal from the shelter, you may find that they have already done it. Which may actually, I guess, technically keep someone from adopting an animal if they didn't want it spayed or neutered. But yeah, they like tend to spay and neuter as soon as they get them in. It's kind of fucked up if you think about it. But so I'm gonna plant these particular ones. Do I have to have the shovel in my hand to plant it, or can I just? I do. I have to be holding it because otherwise it thinks I want to eat it, which is kind of weird, but it's fine. Oh, I'm sorry. Why does everyone have a sad story for their first cat? It's because here we have a lot of stray animals and they're trying to do population control, but I do think it's kind of messed up for them to do that. So right now the oranges are only on this part of the island. Hopefully, eventually I'll have enough to like kind of spread them everywhere, but... There we go. So I'll have 4 more trees. 3, 6, 9, 12. So that's potentially 12 more I can plant if I plant literally all of them. So this can actually go pretty quickly, especially if I decide to use time travel to make it go faster. Jeez. Again, why does everyone's first cat have a sad story? But why? Why? Hold on. You can get it. Heck yeah. Oh, my bad. There we go. Oh, they're iron nuggets. Okay, never mind. So those 4 trees that I just planted are orange trees, and these 2 trees right here are where I got the oranges from. So where the orange seeds would have came from if this was more realistic. Um, hmm. I'm trying to figure out where to put the other 2. I don't know. I'll have to figure out if I want to plant more. I still have these 2 as well. Because they'll both have 3 oranges each. And each of these 3 can become a Jaha! No, pick up the orange! Pick up the orange. I don't want to bring up bad memories for you. I don't think my own curiosity is worth that. I told you what happened to my first cat. That was really sad. Well, I guess technically it's always sad when an animal dies, especially if it seems to be otherwise young or healthy. But, yeah. My grandparents honestly seem to have the worst luck with dogs. Yep. One of their dogs was a really tiny breed, and they're at a yard sale, and I don't remember if she started to have like a heart attack or a stroke or something. She started having like issues, so they tried to do like CPR or whatever to, you know, keep her alive. And kind of accidentally broke her jaw doing that. It did keep her alive, but her jaw was broken and she couldn't eat anymore. And they basically just prolonged the inevitable in a sense. Because instead of her just dying from that, she basically had to starve to death. It was kind of awful. Okay. Oh, sad. Yeah, animals seem to be more inclined to adopt than humans in like many instances. Like there are just so many stories of animals adopting both their own kind and across species, and I feel like humans should adopt more. Obviously, in some countries it's more expensive than in others, so it kind of makes it like inaccessible to a lot of people, but yeah. Ah, it was slightly up. No, up here. Oh my god. I hate her. Why? No. Oh my god. You know what? Fuck it. It's just not happening. His... What? His brother eats cats. That sounds crazy. Hmm. Jesus Christ, I just want to cover up the hole. Stop it. There we go. That's weird. That is so weird. I wonder why they think that's okay. Unless scientists are completely wrong about the drive to make your species continue to exist. I feel like they have to be wrong about that because there are so many species that eat their own babies. It's like, yeah, sure, they're definitely committed to making sure the next generation survives. Sounds like a load of crap. It's not even just cats though, which is why I'm so skeptical, sorry, of the statement that all species are interested in like protecting their young and like making sure their own species exists. That's I've just seen so many instances where that is just patently not true, and it makes me wonder where they got that from. Like there are so many species that will eat or otherwise kill their own young. So where do they get this like weird idea that everyone's so invested in like the children? And it's like, no, at the end of the day, all beings are selfish and ultimately care about their own survival, not their species. Just saying. Hippos are so aggressive and territorial, they're known to trample their own young to death. Um, not necessarily on purpose, but they just go into these rampages and end up stomping their babies to death. It's horrifying. Don't don't look it up. Please don't look it up. Um, I mean, you can if you want to, but that's at your own risk, because I kind of told you how horrifying it was. I'm just saying. Also, male bears will be so intent on mating with mother bears that if the mother bear already has other kids, the male bear will kill her kids and then try to get with her. Like, I'm sure they have some sort of scientific evidence as to why they think everyone's interested in propagating their own species, but from all the instances I've seen, whether it's animals or people, they just care about themselves. They don't care about their species, they care about themselves. Like, really? If that was true, then why would they indiscriminately kill their own babies? Obviously, they don't give a shit. In a sense, it almost makes you question, like, I don't know. It almost makes you question whether or not we should care that much about other species because clearly they don't care about themselves, but I don't know. I guess you could say the same about us. I'm just saying, if this so-called instinct to preserve the next generation was so strong, there wouldn't be so many people, like, literally murdering kids, just saying. There wouldn't be instances of mothers drowning and smothering their own babies if that was the case. Like, hello. I'm just saying, that science sounds like a load of crap to me just from all the stuff I've seen. I'm sure they'd be like, oh, that's only anecdotal evidence, that's not a study. It's observed multiple times across multiple species. Like, literally nothing in nature gives a shit if it's a baby. I've literally seen a deer step on a baby bird and eat it. Like, nothing cares that something is a baby. I can guarantee you that. Like, ooh, I need to, no, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Now I have to put the desk back because it decided we need to pick up the desk. I don't know why it decided that, but nature is wild. Humans are wild too. Well, technically humans are part of nature because we're technically also animals, but that's besides the point. Nature is wild. There's this woman, bless her poor soul, she developed postpartum psychosis after developing postpartum depression multiple times as well. And, she... There's not really a, like, less horrifying way to say this, but I'm not going to use graphic language. She, she drowned all 5 of her children in the bathtub. She had a psychotic break and she drowned all 5 of her children. It was horrifying. Granted, she didn't know what she was doing, so you can't exactly blame her. If you blame anyone, you should blame her husband for insisting she didn't need medication when clearly she needed all the fucking medication they had. But it was awful. It was awful. It's like, clearly that instinct they talk about is crap because everywhere you look, it feels like it doesn't exist. If it did, I feel like we'd be doing better, um, as a collective, but it's not there. I've seen stuff happen so many times that it feels like it's not there. I'm sorry, that got really dark. I'm not saying people shouldn't care about each other. I'm saying people care about each other far less than people would like to hope for. We are capable of doing better, and I wish we would do better. As a species. Please. I don't want you to leave thinking that poor woman is evil, though. She didn't know what she was doing. She was very sick and she didn't know what she was doing. It's not like she's evil, but it happened. I guess at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter, like, what your intent was as far as, like, the damage that's done, because whether or not she meant it, she can't take it back. Sad. I just wish they'd keep spouting all of this they'd like quit spouting all of this as certainties when like they don't even research it. Like, if you're not going to research it, be honest about it. Don't spout all this feel-good crap that you literally can't even support with like evidence when we just see it's patently not true over and over again. Like, it's kind of wild. If those instincts were so great, then she wouldn't have been able to do what she did. I'm just saying. Like, clearly that's not all it's cracked up to be. I planted more orange trees. The brain is fascinating and terrifying, and so is the mind. Yeah, it's crazy. It's scary. Like, Oh, obviously. I'm not blaming that poor woman. I just think she didn't get the help and support she deserved, especially from her husband. I mean, to me, it had the same vibes as her having pneumonia and him saying not to give her antibiotics. It's like, what did you think would happen when she couldn't breathe? Like, you know? Like, it's got the same vibe to me. Mental health does deserve more attention and, like, does deserve to be taken seriously instead of being, like, mocked and laughed at or just not taken as something that holds as much weight. But I also think that people should be treated as people. I feel like so often people are treated as just people are treated as if they themselves are a disease instead of as if they're someone that needs help, and it's really fucked up. It would also be nice if when people needed help, they actually got it or like felt like they could ask for it instead of just being treated like they're some wild animal. Like, there are people who don't get their anxiety of all things treated because they're afraid someone's just gonna say they're crazy and lock them up. People shouldn't have to be afraid of seeking treatment. Like, people should be treated better than this. I feel like if the mental health field were more focused on meeting people's needs instead of just treating them like a problem, and instead of like overly focusing on labels instead of focusing on like what needs need to be met, like it's just I mean, and don't take this the wrong way, but there's a lot that needs more attention in the Middle East. Just saying. But yes, that is one of the like top 10 things that need special attention and aren't getting enough of it there. Just yeah, definitely. Wait, is that a crying dog? Oh, I wasn't sure what your emoji reaction was at first. It's a crying dog. I love it. Or, well, I don't love that you're crying, but I love that it's just a little doggy. I might, I might be a little weird. I was like, oh, it's a little doggy. Okay, all right. I'm a little weird. It's okay. Oh, okay. No, that's not what I. Hmm. Hmm. Well, I'm not a doctor, so I can't give like a medical diagnosis. But just going off of like common experiences, I guess, it would make me say anxiety just off of like lived experience, like anxiety and stress. But again, that's not a medical opinion. That is just speaking from like a place of like common experience and like just, you know, open dialogue. It has nothing to do with. Oh, wait, why are they all dogs? That's precious. Okay, the angry dog. The angry dog's getting me. Is the one dog dead? Oh my god, its soul is leaving its body. Oh, where did you get these? They're delightful. Hmm. Hmm. Oh! Aw. Wait. I guess your friend is like high key a dog person and just like I, I feel like people have such a negative connotation of the word obsessed, but I just mean that she really loves dogs. She's obsessed with dogs, or he, or they, or whatever your friend might be using. Oh, I wanted to close the hole, and what does she do but jump over it? We are not close enough. Yeah, we were way too far away. There we go! Well, your friend has some cool emotes? Am I saying that right? I think I am. I don't know, sometimes I get confused and want to call them emojis. Don't judge me. I'm not a very tech-savvy person. I feel like everyone thinks that just because someone's young, they're supposed to be tech genius, but that's not true. Ooh, a dragonfly came back. No, come back! Dragonfly, please don't leave me. And it's gone. Okay, fine. Screw you too. What kind of dog what kind of dog do you want? I don't actually know what kind of dogs are even available to people in the Middle East. Also, I feel like I don't know if I talked to them directly or I just heard them talking, but I feel like there was some weirdo talking about how they didn't think Muslims should have dogs because they didn't think dogs were like clean enough or something, and it was just very peculiar. Especially since I never heard that anywhere else. Yeah, I don't know if that's spreads any further than that one weird person that was talking that one time. That was wild. I'd never heard that, but whatever. It's not like I like grew up, you know, in that religion or culture. I had no idea what that person was talking about. Huskies and German shepherds. I'm kind of curious why. It's not like I'm trying to tell you what kind of dog to have. I'm just like, why? I'm curious, like why that breed? Why is that breed favored or special? You know, like what is going on there? Like, is it the protective aspect? Oh, it's Pixie Metal. Hello. Hello. I had some trouble starting up today because my equipment did not want to register that, you know, the game was on and running, so that was fun. Do it. Do it. I do have to ask why the dog looks like it's in hell, but how are you doing, Pixie Metal? Really? Bad computer. I don't think you were here when I got my oranges, were you, Pixie Metal? I finally got oranges! Now I just need cherries and pears. Anyway, I think I have... Oh, Lord. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, did I have? I think it was like 6 to 10 trees. I'll have to see. Very tempted to time travel very soon so that I can harvest more oranges. I feel like before I time travel, I should pick all the fruit off my other trees though, so that when these fruit trees grow/grow in, the others regrow. Restart your island, so you have a new island, kind of? Ugh. I hope he gives me something good, because sometimes he just gives me crap. This is probably seemingly random, but what was the first fruit you had for your island? So what is it that's bubbling nearby? I absolutely love that we just kept our scarf for this. I probably could have switched back to the little hat, not that it really matters, I guess. I do miss swimming, but I wasn't particularly crazy about swimming in a swimming pool. Eh. I don't know if there's a better way to keep it clean than using the chlorine. But, God, it just dries out your eyes and your skin and your hair. I'm not a fan. But it is kind of one of the best ways to keep it clean, so I don't really know what you're supposed to do. Shared pools are kind of gross, though. I won't elaborate why. I don't want to scar anyone. Wait, what does that say about angels? Hold on. Same name and everything, but just a new world to start off with so I can actually have room to decorate my island. Right, because sometimes the geography can be kind of wonky with the islands. Like, my geography on this island is kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little weird. Also, I have a different file on the other Switch, because, like, I have a Switch. My husband has a Switch. And it is nowhere near as advanced as this. And I kind of, like, cry internally thinking about the fact that if I want to do anything on the other file, it's so limited. Anyway. Wow, really? So I don't actually know if you're able to answer this question, but if you clean the dog's nose and paws, or if the dog wears shoes outside or something, because I assume like feet would also be an issue since dogs tend to go outside more than cats, because most people don't send their cats outside. If you could keep those clean, would it be fine, or would they still say that just because of the species? I'm just curious because technically you can keep your dog clean. Or if you're an overachiever, I suppose you could bathe them every single day. But that's that seems like more of a personal choice. How would that work? And yes, Awesome Asian, it works now. I know. Oh my god. I went natural in... Oh, crap. When did I decide to go natural? I think I fully decided to go natural in... It may have been 2016. But I didn't do the big chop for a while, for several months. Because I had never had short hair before, and I didn't know how to deal with it. Like, I didn't know emotionally or, like, in a quite literal, like, practical sense how to deal with it, so I waited until I had, like, at least an inch or two of hair. Like, 1 or 2, maybe 3 inches. And that's when I did the chop. And, my husband, who was then just like my boyfriend, he helped me. Because obviously there were places I couldn't reach and couldn't see. There's a special conditioner for pools. Right, you did help me mitigate the damage with that, but it's still harsh, especially on our hair. Cause like our hair, like if you have some sort of afro textured hair, or even just curly hair in general, even if you have like different genetic makeup, it's very harsh on the hair. Very harsh. Very hard to deal with. It's just, it can make it so dry and brittle. And I'm having three conversations at once, so this is kind of like funny for me to deal with. Oh, so they have Huskies and German Shepherds because protective breeds. Okay, so regardless of if you personally cleaned it, a lot of people still wouldn't like it. Interesting. I am curious how they expect it to protect them if it's outside all the time, because most of the time when people break into your property, they're inside your house. Um, like, not trying to be an asshole. I'm just like, but how does that work? Like, how do they protect you if they're not with you? The other thing is, what do you do with the, like, exposure to the elements? Because I imagine most people can't afford to put some kind of cooling unit inside their dog's doghouse. What? Did we just take his furniture? Why can we take his furniture? I don't even want his furniture. Stop it. Anyway. Wouldn't exposure to, like, heat and wind and potentially, like, sandstorms if it's in a desert region, wouldn't that be dangerous for the dog? I mean, we're not even allowed to leave our dogs in cars for longer than 5 minutes, and even that people will frown on. How are people able to leave their dog out all the time in the heat? I don't know. I'm just curious, like how some of this works, I guess. Like just the logistics. So, hmm. Okay, I just wondered how that worked. Because I guess I understand why they can't, but I also didn't know how they were accommodating the dog's presence and making sure it didn't get sick. Because nothing is supposed to be outside in the heat for extended periods of time. Not even like camels and stuff. So I was like, how do they deal with that if they can't bring it inside? Because like surely that it would be cruel to the dog to leave it in the sun with like no cooling. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being weird. Maybe I overthink things. But I was like, how does that work? Okay, so I need to decide which trees I want to... Maybe I can get enough from shaking these trees. I need more branches to make another axe. That's interesting. So they have their own separate room. Huh. So I'm guessing... Are there ever any awkward, like... Do I want to say misfires? Like awkward cultural clash moments? Not necessarily with like aggressive clashing, just like kind of humorous or awkward moments. Because I know a lot of people, especially Americans, keep their dog inside all the time. Their dog sleeps in their own... Like their dog will share their bed with them, like lay next to them, kiss them on the face. Like... What is the perspective on those people? Because I personally don't have a dog. My husband really wants a dog. I've had a dog before. I never let it lick me in the face because I always thought it was gross, but it did stay inside. So I just want to know like how people who see dogs in a different spiritual light, how they feel about stuff like that. I don't know. Like I don't want to assume that they think it's horrifying. I just don't know what else to think based off of that description. I don't dislike dogs, I've just had bad experiences with dogs, so. I know most dogs are sweet, it's just when you've had a dog almost bite you in the face, it kind of scars you. So. And I didn't realize other cultures saw dogs so differently. That's all. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to know. I was just curious. I don't usually get to have these kinds of conversations, so I didn't know. Oh, you had 3 dogs at one point. I've had 3 before, but not all at the same time. And they were different breeds. And this was like 2 decades ago. Like, this was a long time ago, okay? For me. What were your dogs like? One of mine was a Chihuahua, which I don't know if you know what that is. It's very tiny. The second one was spoiled. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I feel like everyone spoils their dog. I mean, how can you not? How can you not spoil them just a little somewhere in some aspect of their life? They're just precious. Oh my god, it actually broke! Yo! It's been forever since one of my slingshots broke. I guess that shows you how often we actually get to use it. What is it? Long polka shirt. Why does it look like pants then? Oh, skirt. Skirt. Okay. Thank God. That makes more sense. Okay. Polka skirt. That makes so much more sense. Thank you. I'm not about to have some kind of conniption trying to figure out how a shirt looks like pants. It's a skirt. Cool. Cool. I mean, if it were written in Spanish, it would have been much harder to misread, so... Falda and camisa or camiseta look very different, so, you know. Much harder to screw up. He refused to walk and you had to carry him. Oh my god, that's a level of spoiled I've not seen in a dog before. Your dog refused to walk? I can't. That sounds more like a cat. No offense to cat people, because, you know, I actually have cats, so it's not like I'm saying it from a place of malice or anything. But that sounds like something my cat would do. But your dog did that? I love that. We love mold breakers. His feet were too fancy. Oh, that reminds me of how we tried to get my cat to walk and he just looked at us and laid down like, well, when are you gonna start carrying me? uh, oh yeah, that's unusual for a dog. Because even my grandparents' dog, which was... They had spoiled this dog to the point that it was very difficult for the dog to walk, and even that dog still walked, so I'm kind of amazed that you had a dog that wouldn't walk. Are we sure there was nothing secretly wrong with his feet or his legs or something? Wow. Shook. That feels really weird. I'm guessing we had another mini achievement for selling. Oh my god. He would cry if you didn't. See, you're supposed to train him. He trained you. He trained you to respond to his crying. I'm not gonna lie, that's what he did. He conditioned you to respond to his crying so you would pick him up and carry him. Oh, that's kind of funny. It's always a little bit funny when someone's dog trains them, not gonna lie. Is it terrible for purposes of training the dog? Yes. Is it funny when it's not my dog and I don't have to worry about their behavior? Also, yes. Ah. I just want to make it clear, I'm not yelling at anyone. I'm not dissing anyone. You can't handle crying animals? Oh, I mean, I feel like most normal people don't like hearing animals cry, but I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean. Also, I'm definitely going to change my outfit, so give me a second. What the heck? Oh god, it's switching through. Okay. I thought it was gonna take longer for it to, like, switch back and give me control of the controller, but here we are. No! Was it on purpose? Why? Why? Oh my god. I feel like I would cry if my dog peed on me. Yeah, I feel like I would cry. Why? Why would he do that? Why? Oh. Yeah, I was like, we might as well take this off for right now. Because we're not diving right now, so why does it matter? Kind of thing. Okay, let's see what we have as, like, clothing. I honestly don't even remember what I said to you that got the response of. Ah! Okay, stop it. That's kind of cute. That's ugly. I meant this. Why do they do this? Hold on. Why is she... I thought this was hilarious that one time because I said it makes her look like she's in prison. Not that prison is a laughing matter because it's not, but they made her look like she's in prison for real. Dotted raincoat. Why are so many of her clothes ugly? I should really invest in getting her more clothes. For real. Wow, this is a travesty. What does her mermaid outfit look like? I would never wear this, but since she's a character that's not me... Oh, he was baby. Okay. Never mind. Oh, so he wasn't very smart, and he was still learning. Okay, so it's not like it was on purpose or anything. Oh, that's hideous. That's less hideous? Why does it say sweater on shirt? Why does she look evil now? Uh, I don't know how to feel about that. What is this? Sleeveless sweater dress. That sounds hideous. Let's see what it looks like. Oh god, it's worse than I thought. Why? My eyes. They burn. Oh. Where are these shorts coming from? I'm going to cry. Her clothing is terrible, but I don't have a choice. You know what we do have a choice about? We are going straight to the whatchamacallit to see if she's there. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. First, we probably need to make another slingshot. But we're going straight to the clothing girl so we can buy clothing. Because she needs less ugly clothes when she isn't wearing her swimsuit. Originally, I was against her having more clothes because she never changed out of her swimsuit. But since today is one of the days where she's primarily not in the water and is just like gathering fruit, chopping trees, catching bugs, pestering her neighbors, doing questionable things with weapons, I feel like she needs a different outfit. She doesn't need 20, she just needs one. I mean, she's not Amish, but it's not like we need to go overboard either. If I'm gonna go plus ultra, it's not gonna be over shopping of all things. But no. Clothing girl isn't here. But there is still clothing in the little nook thingamy though, isn't there? I mean, it's probably ugly as sin too, but let's see. A parrot that would bark every time your dog would sit away and stay quiet. Oh my god. Did he really just say that he will expand my house again? Look, Tom, I don't even know if I can afford to expand my house again. I have to get to 4 million before I can even think about it, which means I need to earn another $1 million. So we can't be doing this, Tom. We can't be doing this. Okay, let's do some Nook shopping, I think. Long underwear. Good to know. Mage robes. Yeah, it's just showing what we already have. I don't know what's up with the rubber apron. I genuinely can't explain that. Some of her clothing is truly hideous. Pull-up bar, really? Mini car. Oh, well that's kind of... Is it cute? I think it's a little cute. Why not buy a pair of glasses? Rain boots. Leaf print wetsuit. Why? KK Oasis? Is that an allusion to K-pop? Like, what is going on there? Wait, what? Carnations and a thank you mom mug. Oh, Mother's Day, right. I don't know if Mother's Day, like... I don't know if it passed or is coming up. Presumably it's coming up or else that wouldn't be there. I think. I don't know. I guess I need to ask my husband what, if anything, we're going to do for Mom for Mother's Day. Yes, I call my mother-in-law Mom because she's the only one I have, so. I can't say everything's perfect, but, well, she's been treating me better than my birth mom, so, you know. Huh, the nooking socks are actually kind of cute. What the hell? Why are they adorable? The other pair was so ugly. I was literally ready to cry. Not that it really matters if she wears socks, but some of those socks were so ugly. Yep. Yep. Screw it. Why not? On the 14th and it's the 11th. Okay, cool. Well, 11th/12th, depending on, like, time zones, right? Or would it be 10th/11th? I don't know. Anyway. Huh. Yeah. I suppose I could also do something to honor my grandmother on Mother's Day, but I don't know what I would do. She doesn't have a grave, so it's not like I can take anything to her. Not to sound like super depressing, but yeah, I don't think she actually has a grave, so I can't take anything to her. And obviously she's alive, so I similarly can't take anything to her for that reason. So I'm like, well, what do I do? Like I don't even know what to do. Oh, I already had one. Whoopsie. That's right. That's fine. I'll just put one in storage. We'll live. It'll be fine. Mm. Yeah. I Huh. Maybe I could Maybe I could treat Mother's Day as like obviously it's not the same as the Day of the Dead, but maybe I could treat it somewhat like a like miniature form of it and just like honor her and like I don't know, sit with her spirit and like do stuff she would like or whatever and put stuff she'd like by her picture cuz like I don't have a grave to go to. Wait, what's this say? For Mother's Day, I'm probably just gonna do what I usually do. Tell my mom I love her and not bother her with my shenanigans. I love that. Because I know not everyone has a relationship with their mom or doesn't have a close one or doesn't have a good one. So Mother's Day can kind of be awkward and hard. Um, I mean, it doesn't have to be your birth mother. You can always just like honor anyone who has been a mother figure to you, you know? That's fine, I would think. Who, my grandma? Or my mom? No, my grandma is, depending on what you believe, she's in heaven slash with the ancestors. Or I guess if someone's an atheist, they'd think she was just, like, reincarnated or having a dirt nap or something. But, yeah, she's gone. My birth mother is alive, as far as I know, but she was horrible to me, so, I haven't had contact with her in... How old am I again? Wait, how old am I? So 2 more years would make it a decade. All right. Sorry, I had to like do the math in my head for a second. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's basically like she's dead. Like, obviously she's not literally dead, but for all intents and purposes, that's kind of how things proceed. Actually, I would say I probably... This is gonna sound really strange, but I would say I have more contact with my dead grandmother than with my living birth mother. Purely because, like, being Latinx, we have, you know, the Day of the Dead. So every year, you know, that's when like the dead get to come back to like walk the earth, visit their families. So you leave out like little like ofrendas, like you leave out like stuff they like to eat and drink and just like some of their favorite things. You know, like with like pictures of them and candles and depending on how religious you are, like rosaries and stuff. And like yeah, that probably sounds there's not really a better way to say this. That probably sounds super fucked up, but it's true. I feel like I've had more contact with Abuela than with my birth mother in the past decade. Which is not a bad thing because my birth mother hurt me a lot, so I don't want contact with her. But I'm just emphasizing the fact that we have no contact, basically. Yeah. I definitely think people would think it sounds weird until they realize it's a cultural thing. But yeah. If you have something like the Day of the Dead in your culture, it's kind of like your loved ones are never really gone. Like, obviously you can't, like, see them, but you can still, like, spend time with them and interact with them in a way. I mean, and there are also some cultures where they quote unquote wake them up after like a certain period of time, or I don't remember if it was every year or whatever, but they had this like ritual where they would quote unquote wake up the dead so that they could spend a few days with them, and they would like shake the coffins and stuff. I don't know. It was very interesting. I had never heard of that culture before I saw that like sort of do I call it a documentary? I don't even know. Does that count as a documentary? I don't know. Basically, I was watching that one food guy's channel, and he visited a place while they were having that festival where they wake the dead so that they can, like, take part in it. You know, I'm not a part of the culture, so I don't really know the nuances or how that works, but yeah. Oh. I guess I could. She did really like flowers. Right now, we don't actually have a garden. We've thought about having one. We thought about planting a garden, we just haven't. Wow, I don't know how I missed that both times. I think we were a little bit too far away. Yeah. 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 We should we should start up a garden at some point because we talked about it. I mean, not necessarily flowers. We talked about growing like cucumbers and tomatoes and strawberries and things. And just kind of having our own food. Not like it's not like we live on a farm, but we have enough land that we could probably have a little fruit slash vegetable garden if we wanted. But yeah, it'd be nice to plant some flowers too. I think what we should do if we really do plan on planting food is to find a plant, like a flower that's edible and non-toxic so that they can be planted kind of like in close proximity to each other, or at least so that if they interact somehow, like if they are too close and are touching each other, or they're like, I don't know, byproducts are near each other so that we don't accidentally poison ourselves because that would suck. Haven't managed to do that yet, and I never want to either. Regardless, I would not recommend poisoning yourself, just saying. Seems like it sucks. 10 out of 10 would not do. Now, where did that butterfly... Oh, it's up here. Darn it. Wait, where's the locust? There was a locust here too. Oh, I was standing on it. Of course I was. Why is everything running away from me? You know what? Yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to emphasize that it was a cultural thing and that I'm not quote unquote crazy. Yeah, it's a cultural thing. I feel like there are a lot of cultures where the loved one's not really gone and you have ways you can communicate with them or like visit them and it's gone. Yeah, I feel like there are a lot of cultures that do that, but like I feel like outsiders don't really know a lot about them. I know the Day of the Dead is kind of one of the more like visible things people do, at least for like the US, because obviously there are probably a lot of Americans on Twitch. It's not only Americans, but yeah. Aww. Honestly, we probably should. Or I suppose depending on how much room we dedicate towards the garden, we could have a little section for like edible stuff and one for non-edible stuff. I would just prefer that it's all edible so that we don't accidentally poison ourselves. Because there are some plants that are just not at all edible, and you will in fact kill yourself if you mix them up with your edible components. So, that's why I was like, I feel like we should maybe make sure these are, you know, kind of separate, but I guess it doesn't really matter if her plant is edible or not, so long as it's appropriately separated from anything edible. I guess there's always also the option of planting the non-edible stuff on a different side of the house. Because there is more than one place to plant, so yeah. Then we won't even have to worry about it. Yeah. Because, for instance, daffodils are not at all edible. I mean, technically anything's edible if you're brave enough, but that doesn't mean you can eat it without consequences. Like, yes, you can put things in your mouth, but that doesn't mean nothing will happen. Um, like, there's a high chance putting something in your mouth will have a consequence, so you must be aware of that consequence before you put things in your mouth. Anyway, they're poisonous, you're not supposed to eat them, but they look somewhat like onions, and some grocery stores don't mark out the fact that they're not edible and will put them in with like fruits and vegetables, and they'll even put them side by side with onions. And not everyone knows what a daffodil looks like or that they're not edible, so it's kind of high-key dangerous. I I honestly don't think that would fly in an American grocery store purely because they would be worried about the liability, because if someone died from that, they could definitely be hit with a wrongful death lawsuit and or some kind of gross negligence lawsuit. So, ah, that makes a lot of sense actually. Obviously, I'm not Middle Eastern, but I've definitely had dreams of specific loved ones at different points in my life, whether or not I'm thinking about them. So that tracks, that sounds right. Yeah. Different culture, but I feel like I've experienced the same thing. I also think it's interesting how different cultures have different levels of comfort as far as like discussing like the afterlife or like, what happens at the end of life or like people passing away. I feel like different cultures have different levels of like comfort and what's the word, receptivity to it. Because I know in some places it's like very taboo to talk about like people passing away or to talk about people that have already passed away or to talk about the afterlife. Yeah, it's kind of fascinating to see the differences. There are even some cultures that see death as something that's unclean. Yeah, it's very interesting. Good. It's always good to see our loved ones are happy, whether or not we can be with them. Okay, so there was something behind the tree. Yeah. I know when my grandmother was passing, I actually sort of experienced it before it happened. Like I was kind of taking a nap on the way back, and because we had just like gone down to like see her for the last time, and because we don't live in the same place, and like in this like dream vision, I I saw her, but it wasn't how she usually is because she wasn't herself. She was a child again, but like I knew it was her. And um now I'm getting emotional. She like told me what her name was, and I don't know, it was like she was a little kid again. It was like she didn't recognize me for a little bit, and she asked like who I was and if we could be friends, and like we played with each other for a little bit, and then we look and see that her father was, because we were outside, we saw that her father was walking across a field towards us, and she was so happy to see him again. And she just ran towards him, and he picked her up and he took her away. And that night I found out that she had passed after I left, after I saw her the last time. And that has stuck with me. That has stuck with me. Yeah, that one definitely had an a very obvious message, but like it was literally just like seeing the like spiritual side of her passing on. I I know, and like I know now she's not suffering. I miss her all the time. Cause like she was my grandma, like in the like very literal biological sense, but she also helped raise me, so she was like my real mom, you know, like she didn't give birth to me, but like I saw her more as my mom than like my quote unquote like real mom, what people would call my real mom, my biological mother. I saw my grandmother more as my mother, and she was also my grandma, but she was also like my sister and my best friend too. So when she passed on, it was like losing four people at the same time, and I just miss her all the time. And she was so kind and funny and full of light, and I just miss her. That's all. Yeah. And it was nice to see how happy she was in, you know, in that vision before I got the call. It was like she was visiting me one last time. Yeah. And you know, you're not supposed to have favorites, but she definitely had a closer relationship to her father than her mother, cuz her father treated her better. She was like definitely, you know, they're just definitely closer. So it makes sense to me that he would be the one to like come and get her basically. Cuz that's what I interpreted it as, like it was her time and that's just who came to lead her on. That's what I interpreted that as, you know? That dream. Because what else could it be? It seemed very on the nose to me, but most of her siblings were already gone. I think she has one, because she had like, I don't even know, three or four siblings, and she only had the one brother left. I think he's all alone now. I think he's the last one. But she was the second to last. So, yeah. It was nice to see her like not be in pain anymore. So, there was that. It was like she was free. And it would have been selfish for me to hold on to her just to make myself feel better. So, in that sense, I'm glad that she is gone and got to pass on. Not because I didn't want her here, but because being here, like lingering here when she was so sick, wasn't good for her. It didn't benefit her, it benefited the people around her who didn't want her gone yet. So, like, I'm glad that she's at peace. Same for your relative, too, you know? I think it's very healing, in a way. It's honestly a shame more people don't talk about this, like, I guess they think it's too, like, dark and depressing, but it's honestly, for me, very healing to be able to talk about stuff like this. And it's just such a shame that more people don't. It's very, very odd that some people are just so hesitant to talk about it. To me, I guess. Like, I know obviously it's a topic that scares a lot of people too, but I think it just does all of us such a disservice that everyone's so tight-lipped around it, you know? She was very happy. She was ecstatic to see her dad again. I think that was one of the best parts about it, because it was clear that, like, it was clear from, like, her last, like, hours in her body that she was trying to hold on so that she could, like, see everyone before she left. But if I had the option, I don't think I would have tried to hold her back, because there was just such joy on her face seeing her dad after all this time. It was the best thing for her, honestly. And it just gives me peace of mind that she doesn't have to hurt anymore, because was dealing with, she was dealing with a terminal illness, so that caused her a lot of pain. So, you know, it's nice that she doesn't have to go through that anymore, and it's nice that she was just able to be with someone that makes her so happy, I guess. I did feel bad for my grandfather because he is absolutely not used to being alone, and you can tell that it just really impacted him when he was still here and that he missed her. And, like, I get it because, you know, even if he hadn't liked her all that much, which he did, they were still very much in love, but even if he hadn't liked her, they'd been together for... Did they actually hit 70? I know the last time they had a big anniversary, it was like their 65th. But they were together for... Actually, they might have been at their 67th when something finally happened. Did they hit 70? The point is, they had a long time together to spend every single day together. So I understand why he was upset, like, even if he was able to be happy for her too, because he's not used to being alone. Or he wasn't used to being alone, I should say. He wasn't used to being alone, and he didn't know how to deal with it. It was very hard on him, at first. What do I mean at first? It was hard on him the whole time. Um, oh, hi! I don't remember if you dropped by before, but hello! Do I have something I can drop on the ground temporarily? Let's drop this coral on the ground. Let's drop the coral on the ground. Or, actually, let's leave the wood here. Let's leave the wood, because we're not going to sell the wood. We're going to sell the coral. Also, I'm sorry I made you cry, Magic Cat. I'm sorry. I guess you're going to have to use your, like, hands or your shirt to to wipe your tears. Sorry. Pretty good. We were just talking about like Mother's Day and our family and stuff. What about you? Sorry, I'm trying to shift these headphones around because they keep wanting to slide off my head. There we go. I don't know what kind of like noise interference that's causing. I'm sorry. But it's trying to slide off my head, so I tried to fix it. But oh crap, hold on. I don't mean to. I don't want to sell my wood. There we go. I know. I didn't intend to make you feel sad. I'm sorry. Oh, it's very early for you then. Oh, I see. We're 12 hours apart. Okay. Huh. I don't know who's forward, who's behind. I don't know. But interesting. It's like I know time differences exist, but sometimes it kind of slips my mind like how profound they can be. Yeah. We currently have some family back in the old country, so it's always funny when you like to me it's funny when like if you're an immigrant or some of your family's an immigrant and you can say something like they're back in the old country or they're visiting the old country. I don't know why that just always tickles me. It's like, ah yes, the old country. I don't know, it just kind of tickles me. I might be silly. Yes, shirts are useful to- Oh, I forgot how late it is for you. Yes, there are many things useful for wiping of the tears. Shirts, blankets, hijabs, um, handkerchiefs, um, paper towels if you're in a pinch, but they kind of hurt. Yep. My brother lives in a different time zone, so it's always funny to see like what time it is for him because I can never remember the difference. But yes, Magic Cat is currently being a night owl, an insomniac. I don't even know, fam. Yep. Yeah. Not to mention the fact that you can time travel in Animal Crossing, which throws off the time even more. Where did the other one go? What in the world? Oh, maybe it's directly behind it. I think we vanished part of the fence, but I could have sworn there was a piece of wood back here. Maybe not. Co Coffee? I guess for making you stay up late? Well, that's not my fault. I do appreciate you being here despite the fact that I'm currently completely ruining your sleep schedule. It's not like I ruined it on purpose. I'm sorry. Sorry I kept you up waiting for me to stream. I got caught up, well, first I got caught up trying to, like, do stuff for my YouTube. Well, for my other YouTube. And then, secondly, where was I going with this? Oh, I had trouble getting everything started up because it kept wanting to not recognize that everything was, like, plugged in and where it was supposed to be, so I had to keep restarting and unplugging everything and seeing what worked. Yeah. I don't know why computers like to do this to us. So it wasn't completely my fault. Did I already chop this tree? I did. I started a YouTube to try to help people learn English. I don't know how good I'll be at it, but I thought I'd try, especially since my husband kept saying I should try. No, I just want the soft. No, give me the softwood. Here we go. Look, I didn't say it wasn't my problem. I said it wasn't my fault. I'm sorry. At least you only have one more day of school, unless you have Saturday classes. You don't have Saturday classes, right? I know that whether it's like K through 12 or college, different countries have different like schedules and rules for how they run things. Like, I didn't realize for the longest time that some countries like didn't quite have a summer break the way the US does. They just kind of go to school all year round. And I didn't realize for the longest time that some people have like 3 semesters in a sense instead of 2. Cuz here you have 2 semesters. Well, you have 2 main semesters. You have the fall and the spring. And then there are like little semesters you can take in the summer for summer school if you need to or want to. But it's not mandatory. That's not when most people do it. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see how different systems run. I didn't realize I still had this many apple trees. Wait, what's this? Oh, I guess you're saying you have a freer schedule because exams are coming up. Well, I wish you luck. Yeah, not all countries have summer break. Hi, honey. It's funny because in our country, not only do you have summer break for like most schools for K through 12, but you also have that for college. Because like yes, they have summer courses, but it's like it's optional. You know, they don't expect you to show up then. You can if you want to. You can take one then. Yeah, it's so. I'm not trying to be a jerk, but it's so fascinating to see other countries like how they do it. Because some people don't have summer breaks. But when do you rest? I have a question though. Why do all of you not finish school earlier if you don't have summer breaks? That doesn't quite make sense to me. And the other thing that really got to me is for the longest time, I didn't realize that people like had Saturday school as a part of their normal schedule. 'Cause like where I grew up, I thought that was a different kind of butterfly. Where I grew up, where was I going with this? Oh, you didn't have Saturday school unless it was like for a punishment or for a makeup day. And a makeup day is like everyone missed a normal day of school, like for weather or something, like it was snowing or power outage or something was going on, earthquake, whatever. And then you have to go back on like a Saturday for a half day to make up the time for the school year. Yeah, it's very different. But other people have Saturday school every week and they only have Sunday as a break. That messed with me so much. And some people go to Saturday school every week and don't get a summer break. Or like the semester system I saw that was sort of decent but still tripped me up was they had like 2 weeks or 2 months or whatever between each semester, but they still had 3 semesters and they had Saturday school. I don't know. Oh, interesting. So I guess your weekends are Friday and Saturday. Does that mean you go to school on Sunday? I know that religious services are on Friday, so that part makes sense. here that you're far less, so in my home country, it's so funny to explain things this way. Are we just at a bad angle? We're at a bad angle, aren't we? Oh, we're way too close now. Now we're too far away? Or what? What are we doing? That's so interesting! I didn't even know people could, cause like, here, when people talk about Sunday school, they're usually talking about Christians who have a special type of religious school on Sundays, where like the children, and sometimes churches will also have Sunday school classes for adults, will go to a specific class that's not counted as like regular church time, and depending on the like type of Christian, it'll be before or after the religious service. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, our country does have religious schools, but it's not like the standard. Like, I know it used to be different, but every school isn't religious. There are specific schools that are religious, like you can choose to go to a Christian academy or an all Jewish school or an all Muslim school, but it's not like the standard, if you know what I mean. We're definitely not as secular as France, but at least in theory, at least like um the general idea is for it to be as secular as possible, even though a lot of people are still very religious. Usually Christian. Honestly, even if we were a theocracy, we wouldn't be able to base our school schedule off of that because depending on what type of Christianity someone subscribes to, if they're Christian, um, they could hold services on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, which is funny. And then they also have Wednesday Bible study, which is basically like religious classes, I guess, that are only on Wednesday. It's like a special type of. It's so interesting to explain that to people who like haven't experienced it. It's funny. Mm. Yeah, it's so interesting. And of course, my country isn't only one religion. So if you wanted to be fair to everyone, you also couldn't try to base it on one thing because we're not like all mostly one religion. So like the Jewish people, the Muslim people, and the different types of Christian alone would make trying to base school on religion a scheduling nightmare nowadays. It did, but not in like a but mostly how it relates to education and like if someone has a day of week they worship, what days they have off from school, how long semesters are. So it's not like me teaching about religion, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So Salve, are you said most people in your country are Catholic. Are you by chance from South America or are you Italian? Those are the Catholic countries I know that are still really Catholic. That's why I'm asking. Oh no, we only have one of that blue. Wait, no, purple emperor. My bad. Purple emperor. Purple emperor butterfly. You don't choose to take the class. It's demand to study religion. Really? Even though not everyone is Muslim? Which doesn't mean they're not religious. It's just like that's not the only religion, even in predominantly Muslim countries. What did they do for like the Jewish people, for instance? Do you just do Jewish people go to their own schools in your country? Like how can they mandate someone learn about your religion if not everyone's that religion? That's wild. Not to mention the fact that I guess our countries are just very different because people would be very upset if someone tried to mandate education of one religion in school. Yeah, we're just kind of going with wherever the conversation goes. I didn't purposely steer it to there. Ah, you're from the Philippines. Oh no, I accidentally kicked my flowers to death. You're going to a private school, or people avoid that by going to private school? Because I don't think asking for that clarification actually like outs any details about you. I'm just trying to figure out how it works. Oh, private school to study their own things. So like basically if you were Christian or Jewish or Yazidi, you would go to your own school because if you go to the public schools, you'll be forced to learn other stuff, like other religious stuff. Wow. So basically, the way the education system is set up there, it enforces segregation? That would never fly here. Tuition of private schools in the Philippines is the same amount of tuition for public schools in America. So it's free? Or do you mean like university money? Do you mean like lower education or like university, like college? I'm not sure which. College education is not free here. But regular mandated education from like um first grade until from first grade until technically everyone's required to have an education until they're 16, which is like halfway through your high school career here. And that is free in the sense that you don't have to pay to go to school unless you're going to like a charter school, a private school. I think magnet schools, challenger schools, those you pay for, but that's because you're going to like a specific school for a specific thing, but just regular public education is free. College is not free here. Yeah, it was is very interesting. I feel like I use the word interesting so much, but it was very interesting for us to see how far our same amount of money stretches in other parts of the world. Because we were looking at like places we might want to retire to the other day, even though we're not able to retire yet. We were looking at like where we might retire to, like what country or what place. And um it was crazy because it was like just the like regular amount of money we have like per year, depending on the place in the world, is more money than someone will ever see in their lifetime. Like it was insane. Like my husband was looking something up and he saw that the amount of money he makes in a day is someone's wages for a month in one country he looked at. It was very interesting. Um and yes, it's definitely talking from a place of privilege for that to just be like interesting or like fascinating for us instead of like, you know, like we have the privilege to sit back and be curious about it versus people who have to live through it. Like yes, I recognize that privilege. It's where I was taught, we were told that it's basically offensive and rude to say that someone's a third world country, but yeah, we were just told like it's not polite to talk about it like that, but I guess it's different when you actually come from a country that's referred to that way cuz like that's just how you think of things. I don't know. I feel like people over here sometimes hyper focus on anything that could be considered offensive whether or not the actual people consider it offensive. mm. Well, cuz our constitution, like it's part of the laws of our land, you're supposed to have religious freedom, which is it's why it didn't work here. but I see why it works that way in other places. It's just interesting to see it as an outsider. I'm not like attacking anyone's country. I'm just talking about it from a place of like fascination and curiosity, so I'm not trying to like be offensive. We Okay, if you actually go to, I'm reading your comment. If we go to my country, you have colleges that have tuition-free programs. Okay. So, right, because there aren't, colleges in the United States are not free. However, you can get financial aid so that you personally don't have to pay for it. For instance, for my education, I actually went to what is considered a cheaper school, and it still cost me, I don't remember if it was 20,000 US dollars a year or a semester. But that's still a lot of money either way, right? That's like a house or a car or something. But I got a lot of financial aid, which means I got help paying for stuff. So I got scholarships and grants, which basically means that's money that I don't have to pay back. But not everyone's that lucky. I was very lucky. I was very blessed to receive that. You know, I'm not special. I'm not any more deserving or worthy than anyone else. Um, sure, some of it was hard work, but some of it was just luck because not everyone gets those chances, and it's messed up. I think everyone should have a chance at education, but the way the U.S. is set up with the education system, that's how it works. How hard is it for someone to get a scholarship in your country, Salve? But yes, what they are saying, yes, what's usually referred to as a third world country is a country that is less wealthy. Um, Oftentimes, it's a country that has been colonized, and if we're honest, the reason it's less wealthy is because of the fact that colonizers have stolen their resources, exploited their people, and abused the country. Um, I tell it like it is. That's why. It's not like they did anything to like be less fortunate. They were literally exploited and like abused and robbed. Like, but yes, they won't let me catch it through the fence. I mean, English is a hard language to learn to begin with, Magic Cat, and it can take years to be fluent in any language, and even when you're fluent, there are words you might not know. So I wouldn't feel bad about it. No, I understand. You didn't know the meaning. It's fine to ask. Anyway, what am I? Let's see. 1987 Philippines constitutions. Why is it blocking out some of what you're saying? Stop it. Preamble states. Yeah, that is biased. That is biased. To be fair, there are still a lot of like religious leaning things that still happen in the US too, because I think In God We Trust, it's either still on our money or was until very recently, instead of being like an old, outdated thing. And when you're like supposed to give testimony in a trial, they still have you like swear on like a Bible saying that you'll tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Occasionally they will, like if someone's Muslim, we'll have them swear on the Quran, but it's still very interesting that they have that religious element to it, even though it's supposed to be secular. Ah. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not well versed on the history of the Philippines. I'm not. I feel like that's not entirely my fault, purely because the US tends to not focus a lot on other parts of the world, at least in your primary education, and it's very biased what they consider to be important historical events for the globe. It's very even when it's not US centric, it's very Eurocentric, which means it's very centered on like Europeans and things that happen to Europeans or that happened in Europe. So you might not like know things about other countries. Some of the things they do cover though include like different things about communism, obviously, because the US had such a long-standing hostility towards communism and communist countries or socialism and socialist countries. So that does come up, but only like what they consider highlights, like for instance, when the Soviet Union rose and when it fell, or like any conflicts or issues that might have happened because of it. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, we never said it was fair. What is it saying I accomplished? It's saying I accomplished something, but I don't know what I accomplished. Oh, here. What is it? Ah. Mm. My parents are actually, they're considered really old to be parents. They're more like grandparent age, and my grandparents' age was more like great-grandparent age in a sense. Like my parents, they had me very late in life. So there were like at least two generations that were kind of like skipped. But it's so wild to think about what our parents and grandparents lived through. My parents and grandparents had to live through segregation in America, like Jim Crow. I don't know if you know what that is, because I don't know how much knowledge of that extends past like our borders. I don't know who knows about that. Gosh. I mean, that's the education they got, and they probably haven't had anything to quote unquote correct it, you know? I don't even know why I made it quote unquote, because if it's changed or is incorrect, then it's just literally correcting it. I don't think we have enough wood to make more. Well, not wood, branches specifically. The world map has changed so many times, not to mention the fact that so many different places on the African continent, like the borders have changed, like different countries, different territories over the years, or just in general different places that used to be under colonial rule that no longer are. Wow, why am I drowning right now? My sinuses are just killing me right now. I'm so sorry. Yeah, you're not wrong. Hello. Yeah, I saw that both of you faded out for a bit or something. Because it said there were 4 people here, and then 2 vanished, and I don't know if it was you two or not, but yeah, I saw. Welcome back. Why did my voice crack there? What is wrong with me? Aw. Were they checking in on your cat? Wow, my sinuses are not being kind today. Yeah. You had elections, okay. Well, it was nice of your friend to check in on your cat. What happened with the elections? It is always funny, no matter like how small or big someone is as a streamer, that they always end up having 5 different conversations at once, and it can sound a little weird. Were the elections not fair or something? Or what's going on? Ugh. I feel like I'm a little congested right now. Mmm. Which honestly it does not bode well for the diversity of your candidates because it sounds like they're both tied to an old regime. Wait, why? Why do you get nervous? I'm not criticizing you, I'm curious. Why do you get nervous? And why on earth are my sinuses deciding right just now to do this to me? Well, you said he's a former vice president. That implies he was already a part of the government. Oh. I mean, to be honest, I don't talk to many people anyway. But, eh. Hmm. Is he any good? Actually, I guess I would have to look that up myself. Because I realize, we may not care about the same things. Uh, I mean, no one can hear you, so we don't know how you sound. It's just text. Y'all talk in chat, and then I say stuff out loud in reaction. Oh. Is he actively doing bad things, or is he just kind of useless and not doing anything? I don't know which is worse. I guess I would prefer someone to be useless and not do anything than for them to do more bad things. I don't really know. It's like, at least they're not making it worse. Oh, that's what you mean. I mean, there's nothing wrong with your voice. I mean, come on. I talk in front of people, and I know my voice is not the greatest. You'll be fine. There's nothing wrong with your voice. Which isn't to say that there's, like, something wrong with you just because you're nervous. A lot of people have anxiety when they have to present or talk in front of people. What do you mean I sound pretty? I'm so self-conscious about my voice. I really do need to drink some water though. I sound all creaky. I don't know. I've had people say they like my voice, but I don't know if I like my voice, so I guess it's fine if everyone else does. Oh, crap. I thought I was close enough, but that was way off. Thank you, I think? Well, I don't want it to be too low, but I also don't want it to be too high, so... Funny story, this actually isn't my original accent, but... usually people don't know that. I won't pick all of these up until at the end because I want to make sure I know what I've already chopped. Oh no, it broke again? Why do I feel vaguely threatened with that other, like, assertion that it's pretty? Because the dog looks very angry. Oh, I only have 5. Oh, I can only make one more axe with the branches I have. Why? No. Well, maybe some of the trees will be nice and give me branches? I mean, I did chop them. You're not wrong, but at least I only cut some pieces off of the trees. I would never cut my fruit trees down because, I realize they feed me and the entire island. People are not normally that considerate when it comes to the rainforest, and they should be. Also, doesn't the rainforest give us like 80% of our oxygen or something? Favorite cake? Red velvet. I don't know if you have that though. And anytime I say something like that, I'm not being derogatory. I genuinely don't know what you have in your country. But red velvet is definitely my favorite. With cream cheese. Mmm. Interesting. Oob? Is that what you... Ah, purple yam. I probably said it wrong, but... Oh. Well, I actually... I actually do like a few flavors that are considered, you know, quote-unquote Asian. Ube. Okay. Yeah, I really like red bean paste in things. Like, I had some mochi with red bean paste that was really good. I also like the, I've just had, like, the red bean soup in general, and I've had, come on, girl, what'd you have? I had, like, tofu skins where the skin was made out of red beans. So that was pretty good, actually. And I also like, how do you say it? Taro, and I like green tea flavor. Uh... It's actually sort of like dyed and flavored chocolate. Although I don't know if the cream cheese counts as vanilla. It may have vanilla in it as part of the flavoring, to be honest, but... Red velvet cake is actually red. Hold on. Hold on, hold on. Let me put down my controller and pull up, like, a recipe for red velvet cake. Y'all are gonna see, like... My character's not gonna move for, for a few seconds. Let me just pull this up. Red velvet. Have you ever had carrot cake? Carrot cake's actually not that bad, honestly. Why are all of these pictures making me want red velvet cake? Why'd y'all do this to me? It looks so good. Yeah, it's a layered cake, but her recipe, it looks so good. Oh, so it can have different bases. Interesting. So this recipe site says that it can be a vanilla cake, a chocolate cake, or a butter cake that has the red tint. And of course, obviously they would have slightly different ingredients, but they would all be red velvet. That's cool. The kind I had always heard was about it having chocolate in it. But that explains the, like, what am I thinking of? What's the word? It explains the variety of, like, tastes it can come in. What is the original red velvet cake? So it looks like it's actually in the US a mixture of vanilla and chocolate, kind of. Because it says that there's cocoa powder used. Interesting. Mm. Oh, I didn't know that. Many experts consider the cake to have origins in 1911 when Rufus Estes, a former enslaved person and a chef, incorporated a recipe for a sweet velvet cake in his cookbook. Wow! Whoa! That's some black excellence right there. Black people did it again. We did it again. Ah. Oh yeah, that explains it. Some of them use virtually no chocolate or chocolate flavoring, but some of them just straight up have cocoa powder. That's good to know. So it's kind of like they have both elements in it. That is fantastic. Oh, search ube cake? Okay. Yeah, we can look up. I've never heard of that. Okay. So I started typing it in and it auto-completed with Philippines at the end. Ooh, it's really pretty. You're right. That's a pretty cake. Traditional Filipino dessert using ube or purple yam. Okay. Naturally violet-hued sweet potato, used frequently in Filipino cuisine and comes in many other forms like dehydrated powder, frozen pulp, and extract. That's pretty cool. So that's what you've been talking about? Mm. Yeah, Magic Cat is right. It does look delicious. It looks really pretty too. It's one of those things where it's like, do I want to eat it? It's so aesthetically pleasing. Too pretty to eat. Right? Talking about cake just made me want cake. Why would you do this to me? Oh, so you two have never... You said you can't have nuts and you've never had carrot cake. Okay, good to know. The most expensive cake brand? Uh, I don't know, actually. I don't actually know what the most expensive cake brand is. I don't even know if... Well, I can't say it's not a thing, because it probably is, but... I don't know. Because a lot of people do make their cakes from scratch, so there's that. And then you have the cakes that just show up in chain stores, so I don't really count that. Ooh, interesting. Hmm. I'm trying to think of the weirdest cake I've had. I don't know. Hmm. Do either of you... Do you eat pie? Because there are different types of pies. Like, they could be filled with fruit, you know, like blueberry or peach or something, but they could also be filled with... Oh, you don't know what pie is? Oh, how do I explain this? It's like... Okay, you do know what pie is. Thank God, I didn't know how to explain what pie is. Because saying it's a pastry with filling is absolutely not helpful when most pastries have filling, so... Yeah. Wait, I'm turning in the wrong direction. Hold on. Okay, I'm not gonna get it. It's fine. Well, there are meat pies too. Like, not all pie is sweet. Like, there's chicken pot pie. You can have beef pot pie. You can have turkey pie. There's mincemeat pie. There's all kinds of pie. There are people who even call pizzas pie. I don't actually know why they do that, but they do. There's pumpkin pie. What is it called? Sweet potato pie. Apple sounds good. You have tuna pie? Well, it is a different country. Never heard of that, though. Huh. Did this one just spit out no wood? What was that about? It just didn't give me wood. What on earth? Mmm. Mmm. I absolutely love... It's been a while since I've had it, but I do like egg custard pie. Huh. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. I love that it's called Karamiya. Oh, it's cute. Okay. That's a good name for a cake brand, not gonna lie. It's kind of perfect. I love that she looks like a little settler in what she's wearing. uh, she kind of looks like a Mennonite. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Well, if it's any consolation, I should be off within the next 15 minutes because I have a hungry husband over here. But oh wow. You're still up at 3 a.m.? I know you said that you have exams, you don't have to worry about like going to school, but wow. Yeah, I had a late start today. But I don't want him to starve, so. Yeah, he shouldn't have to starve on my behalf. So. Wait. It already broke? Again? Yeah. What do you mean your brain's confused between tired and not? Like you're half asleep? Or what does that mean? Well, I can use the time I have left to, What? No. Bad. Here we go. Oh. So like insomnia. Yeah, it's called insomnia. Yeah. I can't see anything. Where's the wood? Where did my wood go? I feel like there was another piece of wood back there, but I couldn't get it, so whatever. Insomnia. When you can't sleep. Yeah, it's like you want to sleep, but you can't. You know you should be sleeping, but you can't fall asleep for whatever reason. Yeah. But also, those trees were growing so close together, I couldn't actually tell if there was more wood back there, and if there is, I can't find it. So, I guess I'm just gonna be down some wood. Oh, I should have... I should be able to do both. I have time. Peach. Peach. Maybe Peach. Okay. I got everything then, I think. Good. I need to split this rock open with my shovel. No, I didn't mean to... Wow, she's just gonna keep digging unnecessary holes, I see. It's okay, you're not expected to know every single word in English. I sure don't know every word in English. Yeah. I mean, right now I'm trying to, like, help people learn more English, vocabulary, but... Eh. There's another rock. Trying to get some nuggies before the time runs out. If we're lucky, some gold will come out, but what I really want is iron nuggets. And as you can see, we got 2 of them, so... Ooh, nope, we got 3. Nice. And, of course, our shovel breaks immediately after that, but that's fine. We still got 6 items, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't understand the logic behind them giving us a shovel to bust open the rocks for supplies. Like, I feel like we could have done this with a pickaxe or something, but it's whatever. If it works, it works. I don't really care. I mean, this game has some kind of weird mechanics. Like, if you eat fruit, you can, like, rip trees out of the ground with your bare hands. So, that's fun. Yeah, this game does some weird stuff. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's definitely weird. I think we gave him that already. Ah! I didn't mean to highlight my wood. Nope. I need to keep that. I think we already gave him a Queen Alexandria's birdwing butterfly, but I have to check. Nice! So we got over 100k just with fruit, mainly. Like, 90% fruit. 90%? 95%. Mostly fruit. Let's just go with that. Okay, let's see. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Here. Oh, I was already on the right tab. So we have given him one of those, but we have only found one purple emperor. Oh, good! I'm glad you found more bees since you had to kill the last swarm. Since, you know, they did what swarms do and swarmed. Wait, that thing's 4,000 bells? Holy crap. I didn't realize some of those were worth that much, because the other one's only worth 160. How do you get bees by accident? It's a good thing though, right? What am I looking for? Oh, help us all. Okay, here we go. Hmm. Hmm? Oh, you planted a tree and that's how you got bees? Unfortunately, planting trees does not guarantee I will get bees, but it does guarantee that we could get a wasp nest. Isn't that great? And then we can get stung to death, because that's the thing in this game. Technically, they just let you pass out, but still. So can you just farm bees? We have honeybees, but they mostly just kind of day and like... I never see more than 2 in the same area. Let's put it that way. Sadness. I need to put my wood up before I accidentally sell it. Oh, did I? Darn it. Hold on. Oh, no, I dropped it on the floor, which is not what I needed to do. I guess that works. Storage. 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 Ah, yes, excellent. Okay. Did I? Yes, I did. Excellent. I think there are a few trees up here that I managed not to torment yet. Alright. Now there's one. Yeah, there's a little trio of peach trees here too. I wonder if this hurts their feelings. I mean, I would still do it anyway because I kind of need their resources, but I wonder if it hurts their feelings. Oh, that's actually kind of true to real life. The smoke makes them sleepy, which is why you can get the honey without being stung to death when you do that. Yeah. I know some people don't like it because they think it's cruelty to the bees or whatever, but they literally don't have any adverse effects, and like, it's not like it makes them sick or something. And not a lot of people know this, but it's better for the bees if you harvest honey because it's better for their overall like health and the health of the hive, but not everyone seems to know that. Or they hear that and immediately think it's fake, but it's not. Underground storage space? That just sounds like you have a suspicious secret basement or something. I don't know where, but apparently I took some fencing again somehow. I don't even know where that came from. What? Oh, was it here? My bad. Should I put it back? I might put it back. There we go. Oh, that's messed up. Why did your cousin kill the poor bee? Don't they know that we need bees to survive? Was the bee movie for nothing? Yeah, I'm sure it's nothing suspicious. You just innocently happen to have an entire underground bunker, and it's also conveniently not for any apocalypse preparation. Sure. I totally believe that. Yeah, you're totally not hiding bodies down there. Sure. She thought it was gonna sting you. But wouldn't it be more likely to sting you if she tries to kill it while it's on you, because then it would feel threatened? I feel like this was a counterintuitive thought process. She doesn't want it to sting you, so she decides to scare it while it's on you and can sting you. She might be special. I feel like she would have done better trying to pick it off of your arm or wherever it happened to be, but, well, there's nothing you can do now. Oh, crap, there's a bug there? Oh, it's a locust. No, no, that's too far away. I mean, apparently we can, sort of accidentally trick the bees into thinking we're flowers, so there is that. Besides, it's not usually bees that are aggressive jerks. It's usually like wasps and hornets that are like that. With no provocation. I remember my dad picked me up one day from my mom's place, and a wasp just like flew through the window and stung me for no reason. I'm like, really? It was literally like that meme where they came out to have a good time and they feel so attacked, except that literally happened. Maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I wish we knew what they were thinking, but then I realize how horrifying that would be and I take it back. Yeah. Oh, crap, there's a butterfly right there. I didn't even see it. I'm sorry, I almost stepped on you. Haha! Oh, there's that water beetle thing. I should try to catch it. Haha! Wow, it has a very low sense of self-preservation. I accidentally smacked the water right before it swam up and it just did not care. Maybe it was tired of swimming around being a beetle, I don't know. Now, what kind is it? Ah! We've already given one to Blathers then, that's fine. Underground storage. I don't think there's a way to talk about underground storage without it sounding shady, but, or like one of those extreme survival prep things. Okay, that's the last thing I'm gonna sell. I think we did pretty good. 125k for not getting any sea creatures. I think that's good. Who is that with the little devil horns? Wow. I always get stuck there. I love that we come in and Isabel's just sitting over there. I feel like she's never actually... You know what? Not my business. Ooh, an enchantment room. We don't have anything that fun in this game. I am gonna buy that for tomorrow, though. I think I have just enough time to buy a second one. Yeah, and then I can put all the money up. I love the little Sylveon emote slash emoji. I don't know. I feel like I use those interchangeably when those are absolutely not the same thing. Ooh, okay, that'd be nice. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Took you lots of wood. I bet it did. I might time travel soon so that I can make my orange trees grow faster. I'll have to do that tomorrow. Or, I guess I would need to time travel tonight so that I could play through the time travel tomorrow. I don't know. Oh, it's Faith! Why is she standing in my yard staring blankly out across the island? Hey, Faith! Why are you here? Oh. Okay, well, if I find your pocket watch, I will give it to you next time, okay? Okay, girly. Good. Speaking of wood, I have so much wood. I wish I could share my wood with you, but it's it I can't share it between two completely different types of games. Oh, I'm gonna have to fix that next time, huh? I didn't realize I never made more tools. Rip. Okay, well, one of each, and then yeah. Hopefully next time that I'd never remember her name, but the girl that's always selling clothes, hopefully she'll come by next time because I feel like my character is dressed like a colorblind Mennonite and I need to change her wardrobe. It's not like she needs anything fancy, but one outfit, just one outfit that isn't what she's wearing. I suppose I should invest in that for her. Aw, that's adorable. That's very sweet. Oh, can you not look in your... Well, I'm sure it's fine. I heard there's some kind of library in Minecraft. Is that true? Actually, I suppose I could just Google that, but I always heard that. Okay, well, I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, there is a library. Cool. But yeah. I did get to be here for 2.5 hours, but I don't want him to be hungry all night, so I'll just have to come back early tomorrow. Bye!